Hey everyone, welcome to Overtime Insights. So, there's been a story floating around about an NFL kicker who has been accused of sexual misconduct by multiple women. And as of today, 7 additional have now accused him of the same thing. So today we're going to break this story down, see where the facts are, and what evidence is there to prove that this kicker has done such a thing. We're also going to give the timelines of this kicker, how much he was making, and how this all came about, because this started from what looks like to be his rookie year, and that was in 2012, and now we're in 2025. So we're going to look at everything that's given to us, see both sides of the story. So let's break this story down. Alright, so the allegations against Baltimore Ravens kicker Justin Tucker involve multiple massage therapists accusing him of sexual misconduct during sessions at high-end Baltimore spas between 2012 and 2016. As of February 2025, 16 women across 8 spas have come forward with claims, including 7 new accusers in recent weeks. So here are the details of this. Let's look at the inappropriate exposure and contact. 6 initial accusers alleged Tucker exposed his genitals, brushed 2 therapists with his exposed penis, and left suspected ejaculate on massage tables. 5 therapists claims he requested pelvic or inner thigh massages while erect and shifted his body to dislodge covering sheets. For the pattern of behavior, multiple therapists from spas like Four Seasons Spa and Baltimore Spa Salon, which is the Ritz-Carlton residences, reported ending sessions early or refusing future appointments due to his conduct. 2 spas banned him as a client. The impact on the accusers: one therapist described the experience as extremely degrading, while another stated, "I can't enjoy sports anymore. His face is everywhere." In the timeline of all this period of alleged misconduct was between 2012 to 2016, coinciding with Tucker's first 5 NFL seasons. Statute of limitations: criminal charges are barred due to time constraints, but civil lawsuits remain possible. At least 6 accusers have sought legal counsel. And as for the NFL and the Ravens' response, the league is reviewing potential violations of its personal conduct policy, while the Ravens stated they are monitoring the situation. Alright, so after reading all that, I'm asking questions, 16 is a lot. I mean, 1's bad enough, but now you got 16. It's a lot. So, the period happened between 2012 and 2016. So, first thing I did, I looked up and see, when did Justin Tucker start his NFL career? He started his NFL career as an undrafted free agent in 2012. So, not drafted, so you're not getting millions of dollars. His base salary for that year, for 2012, was $390,000. And did he get all that money? No. There had to be taken out taxes, agent fees, living expenses. I'm not saying it takes a lot to get a massage, but I maybe he did go to high-end spas during that time. I don't know, but he wouldn't be. I wouldn't think somebody who's making that little money is gonna ball out without not being anything. Doesn't really make sense to me. But people can spend their money on crazier things. So yeah, he's making under $1 million each year from 2012 to 2014. And then at 2015, he signs a restricted free agent tender of $2.3 million. And then in 2016, he gets his first extension of a 4-year, $16.8 million franchise tag deal. So after these $1 million contract signings in 2015, 2016, I could see now him going to high-end spas and balling out on them. But the prior years of 2012 to 2014, I don't see it. I don't really see him. Maybe he is. I don't. But just looking at the facts that are given, doesn't seem like that could happen. Not saying he didn't, but doesn't really. Not a lot of evidence is proving that that's what he's really doing. So then the next question I asked about this whole situation, I said, for the alleged victims, is one lawyer representing the victims, or do each victim have different lawyers? 6 of the 16 massage therapists accusing Justin Tucker have retained SBWD law firm attorneys Michael Belsky and Catherine Dickinson, who specialize in sexual misconduct cases. This suggests coordinated representation for this group. However, the remaining accusers' legal representation remains unclear from available sources. And the key details in this is SBWD law firm represents at least 6 accusers per the Baltimore Banner and Yahoo Sports reports. The firm is actively pursuing tolling exceptions to Maryland's statute of limitations and potential civil claims. 7 of the 16 accusers, those who came forward after the initial 9, have not publicly disclosed their legal counsel. There is no indication of a unified class action lawsuit. The coordinated group likely aims to strengthen individual claims through collective evidence gathering. After this, I asked myself, for athletes or famous people who have been accused of sexual misconduct by multiple victims, do the victims typically use the same law firm, or do each victim have their own attorney? So when multiple victims accuse high-profile individuals of sexual misconduct, their legal representation typically follows one of 2 patterns: coordinated group representation by a single law firm or individual attorneys for each accuser. So when you do a coordinated group representation, this strengthens the claim. Law firms like Tony Busby, who filed 20 plus lawsuits against Diddy, or SBWD Law, who's representing the 6 Justin Tucker accusers, consolidate cases to build a unified narrative and share evidence. Now, the advantages of that is leverages collective testimony to counter celebrity defendants' resources and avoids conflicting strategies like settlements versus trials, and reduces victim intimidation as seen in the Tucker case where accusers feared retaliation. Now, another example of this is Gloria Allred's representation of multiple victims in cases like Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein. From the individual representation side of it, some victims retain separate attorneys to maintain anonymity or pursue tailored legal strategies. Challenges of this is risk of inconsistent testimony or settlements undermining group efforts, and higher legal costs and fragmented media narratives. So, an example of this is like the anonymous accuser in the Mississippi federal case against a Tennessee celebrity retained her own counsel to contest preventive defamation claims. Alright, for athletes and celebrities, the takeaway is clear. Multiple accusers often align legally, amplifying their voices against systematic power imbalances. However, individual paths remain viable for those prioritizing discretion. Alright, so let's look at Justin Tucker's defense. Tucker has vehemently denied all allegations, calling them unequivocally false and desperate tabloid fodder. His legal team argues claims are speculative and impossible to prove. He was never banned from spas and received no prior complaints. Interactions during massages were misrepresented as nefarious. Tucker's attorneys also criticized the Baltimore Banner's investigation, alleging rushed timelines and refusal to interview supportive witnesses. The case draws parallels to the Deshaun Watson scandal, where the NFL suspended the quarterback for 11 games following similar allegations. While no charges or lawsuits have been filed against Tucker, the NFL retains authority to discipline him if its investigation uncovers policy breaches. This remains a developing story, with public opinion and potential league action pending further evidence or legal proceedings. So, are there any legal consequences for Justin Tucker despite the statute of limitations? While criminal charges against Justin Tucker are barred due to expired statutes of limitations, potential legal and professional consequences remain. For adult victims in Maryland, the standard 3-year statute of limitations for civil tort claims applies. Since the alleged misconduct occurred between 2012 and 2016, most civil claims would be time barred unless a tolling exception applies, like delayed discovery of harm. Tucker could negotiate confidential settlements with accusers to avoid public litigation, as seen in the Deshaun Watson case. Such agreements might prevent accusers from cooperating with the NFL's investigation. The NFL retains authority to penalize Tucker under its personal conduct policy, regardless of legal outcomes. Cleveland Browns QB Deshaun Watson received an 11-game suspension and $5 million fine in 2023 after 24 massage therapists accused him of misconduct despite no criminal charges. The NFL lacks subpoena power, so cooperation from accusers is critical. Settlements with NDAs could stall the league's inquiry. A suspension, unpaid, and fines are possible if the NFL determines Tucker violated policy. His 2025 salary of $4.2 million means he'd forfeit $233,000 per suspended game. Major brands may distance themselves, as seen with Watson losing partnerships worth millions. The Ravens have stated they are monitoring the situation, but no disciplinary action has been announced. Now, differences between the Deshaun Watson case and Justin Tucker. Right now, Justin Tucker has no criminal charges because statute expired. Deshaun Watson had none. Grand juries declined indictment. As for civil lawsuits, Justin Tucker likely time barred. Deshaun Watson, 24 lawsuits settled confidentially. And NFL suspension, nothing with Justin Tucker yet. Deshaun Watson, 11 games, $5 million. Fine. So what actions have Justin Tucker taken since the allegations surfaced? As mentioned before, he made that statement on January 30th, 2025, saying the allegations unequivocally false, and claiming interactions during massages were misrepresented as nefarious. For subsequent accusations, including 16 total accusers by February 16th, Tucker's lawyers directed media to his original January 30th statement, refusing to engage with new claims individually. Tucker's attorneys denied he was ever banned from spas, despite managers at Oja's and Studio 921 claiming otherwise. They provided a sworn declaration from the owner of Baltimore Spa and Salon, stating no complaints were filed against him. Lawyers dismissed allegations as speculative and impossible to prove, criticizing the Baltimore Banner's reporting for rushed timelines and allegedly refusing to interview supportive witnesses. So how have the spas involved in the allegations responded to the accusations? The spas implicated in the Justin Tucker allegations have responded by varying degrees of confirmation, denial, and documentation. We'll start with Oja Spa. They banned Tucker in 2014 after a therapist's complaint. Now, Tucker's team, his lawyers, denied he was ever banned. In Studio 921, former owners confirmed they banned Tucker via a phone and legal notice. However, Tucker's team provided a 2016 TripAdvisor photo and 2018 promo email as proof he wasn't banned. The QG owner claimed unawareness of complaints, but 3 therapists reported misconduct in 2014-2015. Tucker's team has no direct response. Other unnamed spas, 2 additional spas allegedly banned Tucker per initial reports. Tucker's lawyers broadly denied all spa bans. And key details in all this, the Oja Spa representative stated Tucker was immediately terminated as a client after the 2014 incident. Studio 921 former owner's attorney confirmed they took immediate and decisive action to ban Tucker, contradicting his legal team's claim of a 2018 promotional email inviting him back. The QG, while the owner denied knowledge of complaints, one therapist submitted a 2015 internal report stating she no longer feels safe working with Tucker. Beyond formal bans, therapists at multiple spas reported ended sessions early due to Tucker's alleged behavior and refused future appointments with him. Tucker's legal team has challenged spa bans, claiming no written notices were provided, citing automated marketing emails like the Studio 921's 2018 holiday promo as evidence of continued access. The discrepancies between spa management accounts and Tucker's denials remain unresolved, with no public documentation interpretation of bans beyond sworn statements from spa representatives. This conflicting evidence complicates efforts to verify claims, leaving the NFL investigation to weigh testimonies against Tucker's defense. Alright, this was a lot to uncover. What do you think? Do you think he did it? Or do you think a group of women are trying to coerce him to getting him to pay fines or give him settlements for what happened at the spas? You know, when it comes to if there's just one person that did it, you know, it's hard to prove. Now you're up to 16. Doesn't look that great for you, but for the evidence that's been provided so far, doesn't look like he did it. But look what happened to Sean Watson. He was not indicted, but yet he still had to settle. And honestly, I think Justin Tucker is going to have to settle with all the victims that are involved. But unless he's able to prove otherwise, I think that this is going to start to look at towards the end of Justin Tucker. He didn't have his best year last year, and I think with all this additional noises that's coming his way, I think his time as Baltimore Ravens kicker is coming to an end. So let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe for additional videos. This has been Overtime Insights, and I'll see you in the next video.